Hello and welcome to Goa 365's Face to Face. Now December 3rd is World Disabilities Day, and today we have with us Guru Prasad Pavaskar. Guru Bab, welcome. He is the Commissioner of the Goa State Commission for the Persons with Disabilities. Now Guru Bab, tell us, sanga amka, now lots of these issues, there are people with disabilities in Goa, we've been highlighting in things. So what do you normally like, what is the role of the Commissioner of this Goa State Commission?
So basically, as you know, there are various other commissions which have established in Goa, like maybe Human Rights Commission, Women's Commission. So the role of Disability Commission is similar to the role of other commissions. So it is as per the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, which came into force in 1996. But unfortunately, we didn't have a state commissioner who was a full-time state commissioner until 2017. So that's
so recent.
It's quite a long time. So normally the charges were used to be additional charge with the Directorate of Social Welfare. And the 2016 again the new act came into picture, the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, and the independent charge was first time given to a state commissioner. And I took the charge. It's just 1 year. I've just completed a year now, and the main function of the commission is to ensure, as the act says, it's rights of persons with disabilities. So wherever we see these rights are being, they have not been given proper treatment, maybe at their workplace or with respect to reservations in the government service or any other issues that they face, they come with the grievances to the office, and we are supposed to take corrective steps or measures in that direction.
Yeah, that's what. Now my next question would be on that. What type of cases come for redressal, to the?
So what happens is
a general example, sort of.
So right of person with disabilities has various things in it. One of the thing is like inclusive education. It talks about inclusive education, saying that ji burgi disabled asa, we call them children with special needs. Tanga regular schoolan admission मेळपाक जाय. So sometimes the admissions are denied by regular schools because they don't have the right infrastructure. We don't blame the schools, we have to create a right type of infrastructure. It is both ways. We cannot clap with a single hand. I can't tell a school, you take him, you give the admission without providing that kind of a infrastructure. But having said that, what we did is, in terms of inclusive education, I'll just add, we had a sensitization workshop for right from pre-primary, primary, secondary, higher secondary, college.
Who are the people?
Principals.
Okay.
Head of the institutes, principals, telling them this is what we are going to enforce in future. So, whatever difficulties you have, please come to us. We'll find a solution to it. And we had some great speakers who have done a good job in the field of inclusive education. So we told them how it could be done. Textbooks are being converted and all those things. So, and other complaints that we get is normally with regards to the employment issues, the reservation is not followed properly or something like that.
Now this is like, these are a couple of issues, the problem but ata now, for example, like I have a problem because awareness among is not there. This is what, and like even like we are also to be blamed, as you said, it takes two to clap, media is also to be, because awareness is not being created. So what now, for example, if I have a grievance, what do I do? What do I have to do?
So normally what happens is, we have said that now, since we have been very active for last 1 year, people have, they are sending their grievances through WhatsApp, through emails, through personal phones.
I see.
Though ours is a quasi-judicial authority, it's like a court. We don't enforce or that you should give a written complaint and all that. We take a lot of suo moto cases. We don't wait for you to come to us and file a grievance. If I come to know there is some injustice which is happening, we will take action on our own.
You can. By law you can.
Yes,
right?
and we have sorted out so many cases. I think the maximum cases are suo moto that we take up.
I see. But that is not good, no? People should come and like complain, no? I mean, like, if there are issues.
Absolutely. But sometimes what happens is, when people are staying far off in the villages, they are not aware of such things. So it is my duty to, come forward and take it on their behalf. So that's what we do.
So, but do you get cooperation from various authorities?
Yeah. So what we did is, as your first question was about awareness and everything. So we had some complaints with regards to the transport. A lot of persons with disabilities use Kadamba to travel to their workplace and so on. सो आमकां एक कंप्लेंट आयली आमचो एक दिव्यांग भाव आसा तुकाराम गांवकर तो केप्यां रावता सो he could not get down at the right stop. खूप फुडें पावलो आनी मागीर देवलो तो सो यू जस्ट इमॅजिन इफ देर वॉज अ गर्ल इन प्लेस ऑफ हिम यू नो एंड इन द जंगल इन केपे इंटिरियर वॉट वूड हॅव बीन दिस सो वी रोट टू कदंबा हांवें म्हणलें की अशें जाल्लेलें आसा वी विल ट्राय टू सेन्सिटायज युअर ड्रायव्हर्स अँड कंडक्टर्स सो वी हॅड अ 4-day वर्कशॉप we sensitized 1,200 drivers and conductors of Kadamba.
That's very
4 days. And अशें ना की Kadamba drivers and conductors also gave us a lot of good information. Like we told them about बाबा तांचेर seats reserve आसपाक जाय. ते म्हणपाक
आसा but no.
आसा
enforced not enforced.
Who's going to enforce? People like you and me, if we find a seat vacant, we'll go and occupy the seat. And then we fight with the conductor. And the person with disability comes there, he is a visually impaired, he doesn't know somebody sitting there.
Correct.
If there is a hearing impaired or a speech impaired, he can't argue with him. So it is the responsibility and the duty of a non-disabled person, you know, because of whom the disabled person is facing problems, it is his duty to ensure that, you know, he gets the rightful place.
Correct.
So these kind of things happen in other areas as well. It is not, this is just an example which I gave.
Correct.
But after having a workshop, there was a huge sea change in the attitude of the conductors and the drivers of KTC. And this feedback we got from the person with disabilities.
Actually, what we've been doing so many programs on these, people, special needs and all that. One thing we have noticed, I don't know, you should be there. That's why I am asking you this. You notice that people look at them as like oddities, as it is, like, how you go to the zoo and look. Have you noticed this? Have you come across this in your dealings?
Absolutely. So what we do normally now is we say that, as I said, it's rights of person with disabilities. We are not talking about sympathy. We don't want even charity. Kaku disli, maka white dista. That is absolutely wrong. Correct. It is empathy that is important. I should put myself in their shoes, and then only I can, can give justice to them or whatever. These small issues will never come up. See, if I am sitting on a seat of a person with disability, I should immediately get up and give him the seat.
Correct.
It is as good as simple
parking
as that.
Also becomes an issue all over the place.
So there are now over a period of time, I think since we have gone on an overdrive mode with sensitization and awareness, if you see papers, a lot of things are, media is also getting connected to the cause, which is very important. Like me coming here sitting, not because I am sitting here, but then we are talking about the cause, right? That is more important.
Correct. Absolutely.
So this will take time because we are not expecting immediate instant results. It will take time.
But the response has been encouraging.
Very encouraging, very positive, and a lot of people are now coming forward with a lot of from their own side saying that we would like to do this, we would like to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I wanted to know, one thing also now, for example, some of the issues that the government also sometimes can be very slow. That's what we've been realizing. Like, getting them friendly, wheelchair friendly, any X, Y, Z. When the minister came, we asked him, he said, no, we are doing it, 50% is it. But progress is quite slow, right?
Yeah. So,
and this is, I'm talking about capital city, forget about the other places.
Yeah. So, what happens is, as per the Act, again, it is mandatory for all the governments across the country that they need to have buildings made accessible. So I'll tell you what
building means. Define private buildings, government buildings, all buildings, new permissions, new this.
Yes.
PCB department.
Yes. So it is like all the buildings, whether it is a commercial building. So the guidelines have already been laid by the central government.
Okay.
You need to follow these guidelines with regards
to.
So
TCP has while giving NOC te
absolutely.
Rule
so आम्ही कितें केलां की आम्ही सगळ्या जे ऑथॉरिटीज आसा न्ही सगळ्यांक आम्ही लेटराक केल्या with the section of the act saying that we have written to NGPDA, LGPDA, TCP, municipality, your housing board, your panchayat, saying that please do not pass anything or give occupancy certificate till these things are followed by the builder or the contractor or whatever XYZ. With regards to government buildings being made accessible, the some issues that we face, in the sense the department faces is, there are a lot of buildings which are very old, like 200 years old, 300, they're all heritage buildings.
Yeah,
there are a lot of technical issues, you can't, there are, those buildings themselves have become so vulnerable, weak and all. It becomes difficult to make some big changes in those buildings. But we are trying to do, as I said, if you see the police headquarters, it's a very old building. So there is no provision where the ramp could be made.
Possibly done, yeah.
But then what we did is there's a lift which is put outside the building now. It's a hydraulic lift.
I see.
So we are trying to find options wherever is possible. We are doing it. It will take time. We are also trying to do around 4 to 5 beaches fully accessible. So that is also in progress.
But most importantly, the older buildings is not an issue, because many of these buildings are old. In Goa, it's not that all the buildings are new and high rise, but the newer buildings, that is something that you are talking about occupancy. What I'm saying is, at the time of permission itself, it should be enforced. There are so many things like water harvesting should be enforced, X, Y, Z. But these are there in the rules. This is not being followed.
Absolutely. So this is basic. These are basic things which need to be followed. It is not only for person with disabilities. Everyone has to, see that it is also for senior citizens. It is also for women who is expecting and all those things. So it is not only for person with disabilities who are born with disabilities, but you can acquire disability at any age. You get into an accident, you become disabled. And if you see the statistics, once you cross 60, 70, 60% of the population becomes disabled with some sort of disability. Maybe you lose your eyesight diminishes, you have a hearing loss. All those things are
walking, all that is a problem. So that is something that.
But the new buildings, I'll tell you specifically. If you see the new panchayat ghars which have been built, every panchayat ghar has a ramp. Every panchayat ghar has an accessible toilet. Okay. If you see some of the housing board complexes which have been built lately, if you see in Purolim, which was recently inaugurated, it is fully accessible. So it is not that they are not accessible. As I said earlier, it will take time, but the overall direction is in that particular way that the buildings have to be made accessible.
Now, Gurubab, I was talking more about the private building, because lot of construction is going on in Goa. I don't see, like, first of all, ramp, no doubt, then there is a certain step. For a person with seeing it is almost impossible. Like if you are not paying attention, you will trip over. So that certainly there is a step. In front of the lift also there is a step. It's like very basic things, and these are the things.
These are basic things. Basically, the contractors and the builders and the developers, they should have to apply their own mind and doing. You cannot tell each and every. See, we can't expect government officer to go and check each and everything. But government officer who is giving permission should definitely check the plans. Yes. And while giving the occupancy, you go and check physically whether
you have to. Absolutely. It's part of the law. You cannot sit in the office and this.
And some of the developers are very proactive in this, but some I don't think they are doing the right job.
Well, Gurubab, we will go in for a short break, short commercial break, and keep watching. See you on the other side. Welcome back. Now, Gurubab, we were talking about a thing. I am talking about private. So many constructions are happening. So that is something that you all also have to take little interest. TCP has to take interest. Otherwise, TCP minister, for a variety of things, the minister is involved, and then the officers are involved. Everybody is involved. But then these are few basic things that I don't think it will cost the builder too much to make this basic things.
That's what I'm saying. The implementation is important, and I think the officers on the ground, they are responsible. We cannot expect minister to go and check each building. It is not his job anyway.
Absolutely.
So it is the officer who is giving the permission, who is in charge of that particular taluka or a village, whatever. It is his duty to do it, and we will ensure. I can put it on record. We will ensure that these things fall in place over a period of time.
Because today it is the people with disabilities. It's not that they don't have the money. They have the money. They can go because they are also working. The families are also, many of them, so many prominent things. So, but then opportunity is not there. You cannot climb. You cannot go to a cafe, or you cannot go to a restaurant. You cannot go here. Why should they not be allowed to go there?
Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. So as I said, the guidelines are in place. Everything is plain. It is about the implementation
and supervision of the top guys, no?
Yes, and the implementation which is important on the ground. See, I can put it on my drawing, showing a ramp and showing all the accessible things, but when it is not there on the ground, so what is the point?
What is the point? Yeah, okay. So let's moving on from this, Gurubab. Now another thing we were talking about. Okay, people have money, but also jobs. So many so many people they come reservations, and there are so many vacancies, but nobody is being taken. And then in private, even in government, so some sort of awareness. I think rules are all there. I don't know. I'm not sure. But all these things, it should be taken care of even if they are not. They are part of society. It's one society.
Absolutely.
Right.
So we talk about inclusive society.
Exactly.
And we cannot leave them out.
Exactly.
So what happens with the reservation here is the Right of Persons with Disabilities Act talks about 4% reservation
in government.
Okay. Now that is being implemented. I will not say it is not being implemented.
But according to what we hear, more than 3/4 vacancies are not filled up.
Yes. So what happens?
Is that right?
What happens now is, in my office, I've put one guy on the job.
Okay.
He only checks the newspapers. For the appointments come on the newspapers.
Correct,
okay.
Yeah.
And there is one. So 4% is also divided into categories. Like first 1% is for visually impaired.
Okay.
Second is for hearing impaired. Third is for autism and other disabilities.
Okay.
And fourth is for all the other disabilities which are not on top 3.
Okay.
So what happens is, see, I don't blame the government officers. They were not made aware. Sensitized.
Yes.
So when the vacancy was advertised, it used to be always PWD, person with disabilities. Okay, so what happens is, when we see that, we have started sending notices to all, and the result that we have got is very positive result. These government departments have replied back to us saying that this is the mistake, and they have re-advertised mentioning the disability.
Okay.
So it is very important, because see, if I am visually impaired and you have 20 drivers to be appointed, and I apply because you have put PWD result.
You're not going to get the job.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And if you have recruitment of, say, police constables, you say PWD 10 posts reserved, and I'm orthopedically I have a problem with my both lower limbs. Okay, how am I supposed to perform my duty as a constable?
Of course, yes.
But definitely you cannot de-reserve those posts. You have to adjust the posts in other categories. Yes. And it is it is compulsory. 4% is being followed, not that it is not followed, and we are ensuring that now all the government departments know that we have an eye on them. Yes, absolutely.
Correct. I think that's most important.
And we will ensure that it follows, because it is the mandate, not by, we are not saying it, the parliament has passed the act, or government has adopted it.
Correct.
So it's an act which has to be implemented. It is as simple as that. We are not asking you that from 4% you do 10%. We are asking you to give 4% what is meant.
Correct. And I don't think that should be such a problem. But as you are right, I think awareness is a problem, because we see this on a regular basis on the roads. Now, the way people drive, it is not that because they want to drive, they don't know the rules.
Correct.
Like they'll overtake the side. You ask them, you have to take right hand side, give way, and all. You ask them, and they'll argue with you because they don't. So possibly this awareness, sensitization, could it have started? Better late than never, as you say. But jobs are one very, very important thing also. Plus some skilling, training, we all do.
See, jobs are very important because it empowers them, right?
Exactly.
And what happens is, if you empower a person with disability, he starts getting respect first within the family and then within the society.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, he or she is looked upon like a burden or something like that.
Absolutely.
So what we did is, I was a chairman of Sanjay School for almost 10 years. Through Sanjay School, we employed quite a lot of above 18 boys in hospitality industry, and we get demands from the hospitality industry to send more people for employment, because these guys are so focused, so sincere, they don't change jobs, and they give more output than the rest. So employment is possible, skilling is possible. So when we employed them in hospitality, we just didn't send a guy there, employ him. We skilled them for 3 months. There was a training, proper training. If he was in housekeeping, we set up that whole kind of a housekeeping room, got the right people to train them, and then employed them. So this is possible. Again, as skilling, you said there are a couple of government programs which are there, but now slowly we'll get into it and ensure that the proper skilling and job opportunities are created for them.
So within parameters, I think if proper training is given, I think a person can
absolutely. So there are more as commission, what we did is, it is mandatory for government departments to keep reservation for commercial establishments, for plots, wherever there are buildings coming up for person with disabilities. If you see, so our efforts have paid good results recently. Kadamba has kept shop reserved for person with disabilities. Not proper shops, not proper shops for person with disabilities. Just in yesterday's advertisement it is come. So 7% with disabilities will be empowered economically once they get this shop. It will not go to a normal non-disabled person.
That's a very, very good.
It's amazing. And what happens best with Kadamba and other areas, suppose I am staying in Pororim and there is a bus stand in Pororim, I don't have to travel. Traveling is a major issue for person with disabilities. How to commute from Perenam, I cannot take a shop in Kankon, I need a shop in Perenam.
Absolutely.
So these things we are working on it and talking to people. So it's happening over. I mean, this never happened. First time it has happened. So the start is there already.
This now we had last week the minister was also here, and I think so Purple Fest is something that is supposed to is looks to be a big this you tell us something from your perspective.
Yeah. So what
do you exactly?
Yes. The Purple Fest, what feedback that we get is, it is going to be the first of its kind in the country, not in the state. What happens with the disability related program? It is normally for half day, 1 day, related to one disability. So here we are trying to get all 21 disabilities have been notified in the act. Earlier there were 7 disabilities. We have got more than 3,000 registration from all over the country already. And we have planned various events. So we are saying it is not only for person with disabilities, it is also for non-disabled, because we are talking about inclusion. So we want everyone to come and enjoy, have a good time, look at the various opportunities, talk to person with disability, interact with them, do all those things which otherwise normal non-disabled will not do. So that is the whole idea, to get them all together as one society.
Families also of the disabled also?
Absolutely. So there is a separate program for parents. There is a separate plan for regular students. I'm not talking about children with special needs. Children with special needs तो है ही है उधर. लेकिन for regular students also we are going to get them and show them what persons with disability are capable of doing. We have a program on inclusive education. We have one entire session on employment generation, where we'll involve the Chamber of Commerce, the Goa Small Industry Association, the Young Indians, the CII, everyone. So they know that this is possible, and who will talk to them are the people who have employed them already, and they are big corporates. So
and anything specifically more besides that Purple Fest is going to be showcasing? And
so we have a lot of programs and there are a lot of challenges. It is not an easy thing for having a.
I can imagine. Yes.
We have demand for like 1,000 rooms with
1,000 rooms.
Yeah, I mean 3,000 people.
Yeah.
So there are many rooms which need wheelchair access. We are not getting rooms because hotels are not ready for that. So we were talking to hotels also. They said it's a great opportunity for us to provide this kind of facility, because it adds to the revenue, right?
Yeah, because the whole will become bigger.
When these people will go back to the state, they'll say Goa disabled friendly HL jayenge. There are 2 crore disabled in India,
which is a huge amount.
It is like a size of the couple of European countries.
Correct, literally. Yes,
and I'm talking only person with disability. I'm not taking into consideration
their families
and senior citizens who are person with disabilities because of the age issues. So if you add, it's quite a big, and these guys they say, yeah, of course, and it's not a big rocket science they have to do. There's small things in the toilet. You provide a handlebar, but old hotels definitely there's an issue because the wheelchair will not get in the toilet. Slight increase of the door size, width of the door, the wheelchair will go inside. So things are happening. I mean,
lifts also can be an issue. Smaller lifts.
Absolutely.
You cannot enter.
So the entire objective of Purple Fest is to sensitize the society. See, all the departments will be kind of connected to the fest. The people will talk about it. You have interviewed me now. There'll be media will be connected to it. And see, we cannot force someone to do anything. Right? It has to drill in, and when the drilling will, it can't put a nail straight away. You not to knock it a couple of times, then it goes inside. So it will happen.
Yeah. Also, when you keep on talking about these and the thing, then hopefully mindsets, because like what I was talking to various people, we are also doing this bulletin dump and deaf and dumb sign language we are doing. It's in progress. So then it normalizes. Then it doesn't become an oddity. I feel this is one thing I think the media can really help, is like normalizing that you're part of society. Different types.
So what about the Purple Fest is we are going to need a lot of volunteers. So we have written to all the colleges. If I'm a visually impaired person, I'm going to have one volunteer full time with me. Correct. So volunteer becomes sensitized to the cause. He does not go and attend a workshop to get sensitization. This is part of the event that will get sensitized. And we have various events. I will tell you, we have a deaf blind conference which is happening for the first time, all India. We have Para National Table Tennis Championship, first time. So wheelchair people will be playing. We have a blind cricket tournament where a couple of states are participating. We have Mr. and Miss Deaf, first time, all India. So the winners will participate in the at the world level, like how they have Miss Universe and Miss World. The guys who are selected will participate there. We are hosting that.
Really nice.
We are having a marathon on the last day where those blade runners and all will participate.
I see.
So there are a lot of things. We have a blind car rally which is happening for the first time.
Which I've heard about this with the navigator.
So it's very nice. It's a great concept. And I'm not saying we will 100% be successful in what we have planned. There are going to be huge challenges. But we will learn from our mistakes and improve maybe the next year.
Hopefully it becomes a yearly thing.
Of course.
So Goa also, this soft type of soft outreach tourism, I think it's going to be a very win-win situation for the state also.
We are trying to do some water sports for them. We're going to take them to a swimming pool, do snorkeling and all those things. We're tying up some agencies. So let's see. We may not be able to achieve what we have planned 100%. Entirely, but I think we'll reach very close to it.
Okay, now going back, going back to World Disabilities Day, what exactly, what are you're going back to, what exactly like you hope to achieve this year on World Disability Day?
So it's a great question. There are no achievements in this sector. Whatever achievement you reach, you have to go to the next, because you cannot say I've accomplished this. It will never happen in this sector.
You keep on.
You keep on, changing, evolving, new disabilities, new challenges. So, but having said that, my target of the commission is ensure that the right kind of opportunities in terms of empowering persons with disabilities are created in the state of Goa, and we are moving in that direction. Unless and until you empower persons with disabilities, it is difficult, to say that they are on the right track. See, somewhere down the line, they have to be economically independent. They cannot be dependent on their family lifelong. Somewhere parents will, because of the age factor and whatever. So empowering them, ensuring that they get all the facilities, ensuring there is a proper access to all the buildings, ensuring that they have a proper education, all those things are there. But one at a time, as I said, we will ensure that these things happen.
Thanks a lot, Guru Bab. It's been very nice. This is Guru Prasad Pavaskar, the commissioner, and I think he's put forward his views about the issue very, very succinctly, very nicely, very, very this. And I hope we wish you the best of luck in whatever you want to do. Thanks.
Thank you.
One thing I would like to end on, that society is not only made up of X or Y, society is made up of everything and everybody, and that is something that we in Goa, in India, we need to accept that we need to accept this diversity, this differentiation, and accept it as normal, not as oddities or somebody to be looked at, laughed at, or jumped on. With these thoughts, I would like to thank you again, Guru Bab. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And keep watching Goa 365.